Now this is an open debate. Kamal Mitra Chenoy of AAP and JNU, R Raghunandan of the Center for Policy Research. Hartosh Singh Bal, political editor of Caravan Magazine. Ritabrata Banerjee, Rajya Sabha MP of the CPIM. Good to see a new young face from the left. And Abid Rasool of the Congress, and Subramanian Swamy, who is now, by the way, chairman of, you've got a big long designation now, Dr. Swamy, chairman of the BJP Strategic Action Committee, which, by the way, has failed to present a manifesto till date. Anyway, that was only taking a dig at you. Everyone is taking a dig at you for that. You should have presented a manifesto instead of presenting a charge sheet.
You're asking me a question?
No, I'm making an observation which you agree with.
No, I don't agree with you.
Okay.
As usual, you got it wrong.
Well,
you're a highly opinionated man, so you have opinions.
Well, I with great pleasure, I can say you are a highly opinionated man as well.
I have an answer to that.
In any case,
listen. I have formed opinions. I'll answer what you said. First of all, you have got this mind fixated on some manifesto.
Some
manifesto.
The fact is that
Mr. Narendra Modi had addressed the you are the concept of a manifesto.
Concept
Mr.
of a manifesto.
Modi had addressed
Wonderful.
the national. Why don't you let me finish? Mr. Narendra Modi had addressed the National Council meeting in last December, where in his extensive speech, which is printed and circulated to every delegate, he had laid down the vision of what.
Yeah, so why have you been working so hard then?
Now, you want a manifesto. You want a manifesto right away. We'll give you a manifesto before the 16th
Then I'd
of May,
say this, please be candid. I have a suggestion for you, Dr. Swamy. I think we all have a suggestion for you. On a completely non-partisan level, we have something to tell you. That in that case, you publicly...
you are non-partisan.
Yeah. Publicly declare we don't have a manifesto. Why come out with something you don't believe in? Abid Rasool?
It's only we do have
Arnab,
a manifesto, but the only
this is
dispute is whether we should...
very surprising debate and a surprising charge sheet where a single man-centric party without a manifesto totally involved in their internal wars of the caste and upper caste and lower caste, and then criminalization at the highest level, and they come up and charge a party with the allegations. I would like to say that each of the charges they have brought in, I can rebut them with statistics. If
okay,
Mr.
fine. So which of the charges? I give you a choice.
Of Mr. Subramanian Swamy being the strategic affairs chairman, I would say that the strategic affairs are only concerned with dividing the minorities and criminalization and Hinduata, nothing more than that. That is their agenda.
So I'm doing something I never do on Newshour, because it's a Friday evening. I can afford to be a little lenient, right? And since the Congress has been at my receiving end for some time, I'm giving you the unique and rare privilege today of choosing which of the 9 points you want us to debate. We'll debate it. I offer you a choice of 3 or 4. Which of the 9 points do you want to challenge the other side on?
I can debate with statistics on economic issues. I can debate with statistics on intrusions into India. I can debate with statistics on criminalization. I can debate with statistics on the FDI and development of this country, if Mr. Subramanian Swamy is ready on that.
No, pick up one. Which one do we pick?
Anyone, what he wants to debate. I leave it to him.
Which one do you want to pick up, Subramanian Swamy? Let's start the debate, okay? Which one?
All of them are equally good. I think the Congress has no defense. So
no,
that's
pick
why
up one.
Playing around. Let him pick one of them. Let him pick one of them. What is the problem? We hold all 9 very serious.
I start with the first one, that is the growth rate and GDP. In NDS period, it was 5.9.
No, 1 second. You are reading from a Congress sheet of paper. You are reading from a Congress sheet of paper. I pick up charge 1. I pick up charge 1, okay. Compromising the dignity and integrity of the office of the Prime Minister of India. Number 1 of the charge sheets.
Yes.
Number 1 of the charge sheets. Ritabrata, since you are joining the debate, I put that question to you.
Let me answer your charge. the Prime Minister of India has been held in the highest esteem by the world over. And in comparison, we have a single-man-centric person who wants to become a Prime Minister who is denied a visa to enter into US and European countries. What more charge you want to discuss on this issue? You have a Prime Minister who has been successful in getting the nuclear FDI through.
No, counter question. Counter questions coming in now, please. And when I allow counter questions, let them come in. Subramanian Swamy. Subramanian Swamy.
This very charge can be substantiated by one single event. Just as the Prime Minister was to meet Mr. Obama in Washington, Mr. Rahul Gandhi made a dramatic entry into a press conference and said, tear up the resolution passed by the cabinet. It is all wrong, bogus. And the Prime Minister was flabbergasted.
That is the commitment, Subramanian Swamiji, that is the commitment of the party to fight corruption. That is the commitment of the party to fight corruption. There is nothing demeaning the office of the Prime Minister. You answer my charge. You answer my charge. Does your Prime Ministerial candidate have got a visa to enter US? Doesn't he have cases?
Charge number 1 in the BJP charge sheet, and I'm letting Ritabrata Chatterjee in. Charge number 1 in the BJP charge sheet is that the Congress party has compromised the dignity and integrity of the office of the Prime Minister. I remind all our viewers, it took our Prime Minister 1 year to respond to the 2G scam, 1 year to respond to the CWG scam. It took him 6 months to speak on the Lokpal. It took him 82 days to speak over FDI in retail. It took him 9 days to respond to the Delhi gang rape. It took him 9 days to respond to the beheading at the LOC. Even Congress leaders are now complaining about the Prime Minister. Ritabrata, is that first charge correct in your view?
No, I have a point to make. I was hearing about GDP growth.
No, one second. Are you moving on? We are on? One second. Ritabrata, we are on point number 1. We have chosen to discuss first. We'll come to the economy. First point is disrespecting, compromising the dignity and of the office of the Prime Minister. Do you agree with the BJP on that?
See, Congress has gone down in the history of our country as the most corrupt ever government. And response to different issues that was not been there. But the question is, who is making these charge sheets? The BJP and the Congress both are neck deep in corruptions and scandals. One after another incidents, this Congress government, series of mega scams have taken place. But this BJP, when they're putting up a charge sheet, the mining mafias are back in Karnataka. B.S. Yedurappa is back. So, making a chart sheet, this BJP making a chart sheet trying to fill up the space of the Congress because this government, innumerable corruptions that has created a situation where the Congress is in doldrums. That is very specific, but I want to make a point that I was hearing about GDP growth. GDP growth, you cannot eat GDP growth. GDP growth going up, that doesn't create a situation where you go on continue to be the republic of hunger, largest number of people dying out of malnutrition and hunger. These are the most sorry state of affairs because in our country, unfortunately, both the Congress and the BJP has been very instrumental in taking the policies of neoliberalism.
And it is a fact that when you were in government in West Bengal, you have neglected the poor of the poorest and the minorities, and today they have been suffering, and the reports say that in West Bengal the minorities are at the most economical this thing. And now
in 2009
let me complete. In West Bengal the minorities are as per the index at the worst of the this thing. And
Abid Rasool, you ask a question, listen to the reply.
Uncomparable.
Abid Rasool, listen to the reply.
The second prize for rural development to the Bengal government's minister. So there lies the hypocrisy.
Two questions go.
Why were you voted out of the government if you have done such a good job? Why were you voted out from all the states? Why were you not given this thing? What happened to you? If your government was so good, people would not have voted you out.
In power for you just listen to me. The reality.
What should I listen? You're talking something which is totally against the facts. Why should I listen to you?
The facts will come.
You have
charge number 3.
Now you, as long you can say that you are
charge number 3.
Ideology. Yes, you are committed to an ideology. But
Mr. Rasool, Mr. Rasool, is it? Mr. Rasool, 1 minute. You should be little bit more accommodative of the left, at least on the Newshour debate. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that your party leaders, authorized by Sonia Gandhi, are now begging the left for support after the elections?
I will contradict every charge which is false and which is not substantiated by facts.
You are begging the left for support and then you are calling them names.
All facts are
I am not a man who will compromise on the principles of my
Charge number.
It's a United Nations report that
Charge
says
number
it's
2.
a republic of hunger.
Charge number 1 second. By the way, charge number 2 is destruction of the Indian economy. Charge number 3 is major scams of the UPA government. Abid Rasool is embarrassed to talk about 2G coal, 2G spectrum, airport scam, Air India scam, Hassan Ali, black money scam, and rotten food scam, ISRO Devas scam, defense land scam, LIC housing scam, cash scam, Robert Vadra scam, KG Basin scam, hydroelectricity scam in the northeast, Tatra truck scam,
Helicopter scam is
railway truck scam, Augusta Westland scam, Adarsh scam, all these scams. You know, I can keep going on here. Do you think, Hartosh, at least on this point, or point number 3, do you think Mr. Abid Rasool is just trying to avoid the very critical issue which the BJP has raised, irrespective of whether you are ideologically with or against the BJP? Do you think charge number 3, the 21 scams of the UPA government, are the strongest charge?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's not about ideology. Loath as I am to agree with Subramanian Swamy, I must criticize his party for being too mild in the charge sheet, I think. You know, point number 1 and point 3 are absolutely connected. This Prime Minister did not lower the dignity of his office. He disappeared from this office. He never acted as the Prime Minister.
So well said.
Number 3 is a consequence of this kind of behavior. Not only were decisions being taken by his office, he seemed to be acting on instructions from other people in his party. He was a timid, passive observer while all this was going on.
Oh, yes.
And in that sense, yes, it is the most corrupt.
Let him complete. Mr. Rasool, you are again verbally heckling him. No, Mr.
People who directly responsible.
Mr. Rasool, you are heckling him.
You can debate.
You are heckling him.
You cannot call a Prime Minister of our country timid and all that.
Why can't we?
This is absolutely not
Why can't we?
acceptable. Now the fact
Why can't we call the Prime
No, why
Prime
can't we?
Minister
Why
has
can't
taken
we?
the country forward in times of trouble economically and has ruled the country for 10 years. Now all the scams you are talking about, each
Kamal
of the
Mitra
scams I need to discuss.
Kamal Mitra Chenoy looks completely zapped with that observation. The Congress party imperiously declares that you cannot criticize the Prime Minister or call him timid. What do you intend to do, Mr. Rasool? You are going to put Hartosh Singh Bal in lockup for calling him timid? No, anyway, Kamal Mitra Chenoy wanted to respond.
Channel, and I have a right to debate on your channel when you have.
Well, I won't call him timid. I'll call him a person who avoids facing problems. I mean, for example, in the scams that have been noted, where did the Prime Minister intervene to use the Controller and Auditor General and other possible people in positions of power to control the scams? How did the Prime Minister react, for example, to the coal block scams, which came before the PMO? How did the Prime Minister react to the most recent scams, where DLF has got permission to build 8-story building near Rashtrapati Bhavan in 23 acres of land, when the police has said that MI5 has shown that the Lashkar-e-Toiba could attack the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Absolutely.
So the Prime Minister is fully part of it. Some people speak openly.
It is
the
a
Prime
change of
Minister is
land
very
use. We have debated that issue on
and
the
he
channel.
avoids putting his head in the noose.
No, I find today a similarity between debate number 1 and debate number 2. Mr. Raghunandan, this is my observation. In debate number 1, the BJP desperately tried to avoid going into details of whether Mr. Advani, Uma Bharti, etc. knew about the demolition of the Babri Masjid. They just kept asking Anirudh Behal and Cobra Pose, why did you come out with this whole thing now? Similarly, I find that in debate number 2, Abid Rasool is so badly on the back foot. And Mr. Rasool, think about it. You have a charge sheet against you. You are looking like you are on the back foot. Hartosh has challenged
absolutely
you.
not. I am ready to counter all your panelists who are against the Congress and talking in the language which is not right.
Mr.
Now,
Raghunandan,
about the scam of Rashtrapati Bhavan, I would like to say that it is only a change of land use, where after the security report, the permission has been granted only to a height which is permissible.
Mr.
So
Abid
your
Rasool,
wrong statements on the
Mr.
channel, I
Rasool,
need to rebut. If I don't do it, I am not doing my duty as a spokesperson of the party.
That favored Vadra, you are favoring them again. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No.